have been in the industry and leading and helping customers on their digital transformation journey for many, many years. What reasons would you see are the reasons for failure?
I think a lot of the transformations tend to fail because of a lack of clear vision. We like to engage from a consultative manner, going to the customer, understanding what their needs are, what their challenges are, understanding the current state, understanding the future state, understanding what objectives they're trying to drive. So cost is obviously very important. Is moving to a device as a service model isn't necessarily just about cost, it's very important, but actually the adoption of the device as a service model is just as key.
The point you mentioned, the buzzword device as a service, isn't that just leasing of IT assets?
It can be, but device as a service can mean many things, right? From a Lenovo perspective, what we are seeing from customers is very different. Yes, we see customers that purely want to lease some hardware, but actually a lot of customers are coming to us today and asking us to add additional services around the hardware, things like software as well. So not only are we providing sort of the hardware with the lease, but we're providing a bundle of services on top. And that is giving the customer a far better experience. It's potentially a financial solution on top, as well as there is some impact to the customer as well in terms of their business operations, and that can drive additional savings. So through those two elements, you can actually drive additional savings around the business ops as well. We want to simplify IT and simplify the management of that. So getting that device in the user's hands as quickly as possible, getting them productive is key. So there are a number of cost-saving levers around that. In terms of anything else on top of that, the predictive and proactive analytics piece around the devices. And then we think about ongoing management, the security aspects of the device. We think about the service wrap, things like our DWS offerings around service desk. All of those options play into a very compelling digital employee experience, and that then drives the productivity pieces. So yeah, there's a large number of options, not just from a financial perspective around the device as a service piece, but there's a lot more options around simplifying the IT and the security aspects as well. Having that in a single package with a service wrap around it is very compelling to customers.
What I really enjoy a lot is working with each customer on their individual approach. How do you manage your personas? How do you configure your individual persona profiles and help deliver this hyper-personalized experience that is enabled through generative AI today. Then we help customers on the collaboration and productivity, how to optimize this space. We look at how do they keep the endpoints whole throughout the device lifecycle. We help them in service desk tasks with either augmenting structures that are in place or doing the end-to-end piece.
Looking at the hardware, those close-to-the-box services first, getting that procurement piece, that financial model understood and the impacts of that, and then layering on top the key DWS offerings you talked about, like service desk and various things like that. That's the way to build out from a transformation perspective.
There's a buzzword out there, DEX, digital employee experience.
So DEX is super important to IT leaders now. How do you provide a good DEX environment? It's very much about connectivity, I think, and collaboration. It's not just about the tooling. You need to create an environment where employees will thrive. They've introduced that and then they don't see the uptake. And that's because they've sort of not thought really about the management of change piece. They've not thought about the adoption piece, or they haven't provided enough support around the adoption piece. Those are areas where I would advise if you are selecting tools, you make sure you think about the management of change piece, make sure you think about how those tools are adopted, and then you provide that support wrapper around it. If you don't, people won't use the tools.
Lenovo.